artificial intelligence will lead to a reduction of its corporate workforce.
21,000 workers are being laid off this week.
I got laid off today.
I was working there for over 9 years.
Month 4 of my job search.
Over 170 companies across the country, many of them in tech, are expected to lay off numerous employees. We're talking about tens of thousands of employees across the country.
And this is in addition to the 15,000 people that were already cut last August. It's mass chaos at Intel right now, and it's all due to cost-cutting measures by a new CEO. And this is the architect, Lip Bhutan, whose first move is to eliminate 21,000 people. Now, this comes at a time when companies like TSMC and NVIDIA, major chip manufacturers, are doubling down on their manufacturing capabilities. They've announced major investments in infrastructure. Intel has been struggling. They've been struggling to keep up, and this action obviously plays right in line with it.
I got laid off today after 10 years at the most amazing company. I didn't think it would happen, but I kind of thought it would happen at some point. I got the email. Your role has been impacted. And today, let me tell you, has been a whirlwind of emotion. And I think that a lot of people, when they get laid off, they're sad, they're angry, it is what it is. To me, this is just another sign that God has always had my back and that there are more blessings coming. And I wasn't going to post this because there's a lot of haters out there I need to put my evil eye on. But I'm just so thankful.
Month 4 of my job search, and I am ready to give up. I'm ready to give up. Especially with the recent round of layoffs from Meta, Amazon announcing it's gonna lay off 9,000 more employees today. I'm just I'm really, really wondering why God, universe, whatever you believe, didn't make me an heiress right now.
Y'all, Amazon is at it again. So we saw about a year ago they had the return to office initiative, right? Now they're pushing it a step further. They announced a couple days ago a return to office with a focus on primary hubs. We're talking Seattle, Washington, Virginia, a couple other places. We're less than 10 locations. And what's worse is now you have a 30-day notice to decide if you're going to relocate or resign. Those are the two choices. And if you choose resign, you are doing it without a severance. I've never heard anything like this in my life, especially from a corporate perspective. I don't see how they're going to get away with it, but we're talking about thousands of people now trying to decide whether or not they need to move hundreds, if not thousands of miles across the country. Amazon's really setting the stage for this. It's a great move for Amazon because they're going to get rid of a ton of overhead with employee salaries without even having to pay a nickel of severance.
Amazon just announced that they're going to be restructuring their jobs and replacing a lot of them with AI, right? How do you guys feel about AI replacing jobs? I'm a personal trainer, so it doesn't really affect me. Yes, there's auto-generated workouts, but in-person training is hard to replace, so I haven't had to feel the effects of this yet, excuse me. But what do you guys think about this?
What is going on in the corporate world? Another large corporation, Amazon, to target managers in 2025 layoffs. So as you can see down below, they're saying up to 14,000 job cuts. Welcome to the latest chapter of tech layoffs in 2025, where even the biggest players aren't immune.
Amazon CEO Andy Jassy says artificial intelligence will lead to a reduction of its corporate workforce eventually over the next few years. He wrote in a memo to employees that they should figure out, in his words, how to get more done with scrappier teams. Yes, at this point, you're thinking, wow, it's accelerating faster than you even thought.
I talked to CEOs who are replacing thousands of customer service workers with AI, entire design departments, even coders are being supplanted. And Becky and I were just talking about how we used to tell our kids, hey, if you major in computer science, you'll be good to go. And now those graduates are having a hard time finding jobs. It's starting to appear in the numbers for recent college graduates and entry-level white-collar work.
We've made the tough decision to cut about 7,000 jobs. Wait, what? You just made $25.8 billion in profit. Yes, but we're making organizational changes. You mean layoffs. We're streamlining. Too many managers, too many layers. So not performance-based? No, just trimming to stay competitive. Amazon, CrowdStrike, everyone's doing a corporate detox. Oh, so if they jump off a cliff, we'd optimize the jump with AI. But sorry, you're not the growth story. You're the expense line.
Microsoft is planning major job cuts, not just within their Xbox gaming division, but company-wide. They're looking to do major cuts across the organization, across the board, okay? This is by Jason Schreier. He says, Microsoft Corp will conduct another round of major layoffs in its Xbox division next week as part of a company-wide reorganization. So to be clear, it's not just Xbox.
Okay, so 3 weeks ago, I walked into my office at my stupid big tech job, and I had my regular morning meeting with my manager, and I immediately got laid off, which was awesome. And anyway, what would you do in this situation? You get laid off on June 1st, you're getting paid through the summer, through September, and you're getting your bonus. No plans, no kids, nothing going on really. What would you do? Where would you go? Specifically travel. Like, where should I go that's gonna like change me, you know? Like, where should I go?
The biggest downside in working in tech is layoffs. It's very, very common in tech to be laid off. I've personally never gone through it, but it seems very traumatizing and I'm experiencing it like secondhand right now. My former company laid off 10% of their workforce today.
Breaking news, Disney just laid off hundreds of workers again. And the message is clear. The old Hollywood is fading fast. Deadline reports that Disney has cut several hundred jobs across its film, TV, marketing, publicity, casting, development.
Salary was $41 million in 2024, a 31% increase from 2023, decided yesterday to lay off several hundred people at Disney. This comes right after laying off 200 people in March of this year and 7,000 people in 2023.
There's a layoff at Disney right now, or it happened already, and in 2 hours, my manager scheduled a mysterious meeting. What could it be? Could it be that our team is affected, or they just want to talk about it? I'll let you guys know.
I was part of the Google layoff on Friday. I was working there for over 9 years. I'm also 6 months pregnant. This is decaf. This is not how I thought my career at Google would come to an end. But here we are. Part of me is resentful. I'm frustrated, but it's time to move on. And I know that in this time when backed up against a corner, this is when amazing things get built. I have a 2-year-old son and I have a little girl that I'm going to meet soon. And this is the time to really show and demonstrate what it means like to flourish during uncertainty.
So Disney is laying off hundreds of people in TV and film and finance. And I've been personally affected by this twice now in their last rounds of layoffs. I had a show at ABC Signature, which of course was dissolved and combined with 20th. And I also had a show at Hulu, which because of layoffs also died, and I'm just like so exhausted at this point.
The 25% corporate purge is coming. Actually, I think it's already started. We're starting to see waves of this with Microsoft and Amazon starting to test the waters. Everybody else is going to follow along. Whether or not they're ready for AI or they've solved how to improve efficiencies, they don't give a shit. This is going to come down to massive profitability and expectations, right? If you can't improve your company with AI, shareholders are going to be disappointed. So whether you've improved or not, the headcount's coming.
Do you want to know what sucks? I'll tell you what sucks. Trying to hold a stable job in corporate America. And here's why. I worked for this large corporate company for quite some time, held a really good job in sales. I had really good clients. I made great commission. I was really happy with the job. And then on April 30th, which was the end of the month, they called me into the HR office. I thought it was just some training, no big deal. And my direct manager and the HR director looked at me and said, "Hey, today is your last day of work. Don't come in tomorrow." And I was just floored because this wasn't like for performance or anything. They basically just told me that the company was going broke and they needed to eliminate some of the positions, and I was one of them. And so I kind of asked, I was like, I have outstanding contracts. I have clients that I'm working with. What do you want me to do here? And they said, well, it'd be nice if you tied up loose ends, but today's the last day that you're getting paid.
So we just did layoffs this week. I just want to say that if you were affected by layoffs by my company or by any other company ever, my opinion is that you will be in a much better spot. I have never met somebody who got laid off that was not happier, made more money, or in a better place in the end.
One reason we don't give these companies all that we could give is because they be laying people off too often. I mean, every company got to lay off at least once a year. We ain't never safe. But I'm supposed to give my all to this job, work extra hours, work after hours. Couldn't be me. I feel like there got to be something said about job security nowadays. Like for my grandma, my parents, you could work for a company for 20 plus. You ain't doing that nowadays. It's 2 to 5 years, and even the company expects that. After that, you better be looking for something, because it's either you ain't getting paid what you should, or you about to be let go.
The company I've been with for the past 2 years did a round of layoffs today, and I lost my job. I'm letting myself be sad a little bit today, but then we're gonna make unemployment my bitch.
So this is what it looks like to be a nurse practitioner who was laid off her HIV job after working for the same company for almost 7 years. I get to be home on a Wednesday morning and relaxing because I started working some. I have 2 telehealth jobs that when I work on one day of the week and the other one I pick my own schedule until I figure out a full-time job for my next move. This feels kind of weird. I feel like I don't know what day of the week it is ever now. Guess it's Wednesday. I guess I was laid off almost 2 weeks ago tomorrow, which is absolutely insane.
In case you're wondering if all of the Medicare and Medicaid stuff is actually affecting anyone at this moment, it is. Just got a message from my boss asking if I had any questions about the state of the organization. I was gone yesterday, didn't go to my meeting. I'm like, what are you talking about, sir? Well, reach out to my coworker. Apparently we're not making enough money as a company as a whole on the clinical side or insurance side. Why? Because Medicare and Medicaid are not paying us enough, but we are paying out what we're supposed to. So we're actually losing money, which means there's a hiring freeze until 2026. Right now there's nothing to worry about on our side. Just keep doing what we're doing. But I feel layoffs coming if this does not change. And if layoffs come, you already don't have enough nurses, doctors, staff, etc. at the clinics and the hospitals. If there's cuts that are even more deeper, like the Trump administration wants to do, they're going to start firing nurses. They're going to start firing insurance reps.
It's almost July, and that means more layoffs in the tech space coming. Microsoft's going to lead the charge. Intel's going to drop about 20% of their workforce. Meta, Facebook, Amazon, all of them, they're all gearing up. And I got the full list coming, so stick around for this video, but it's not the time to be dropping your job without having a backup, especially in the tech space. Things are not going to get any better as companies try to trim down their staff, lower their overhead, cut costs, because they doubled down so hard on AI research and AI innovation.
Ever since I got the news that I'm getting laid off, I've been in a pretty good headspace, but I think today was the first time where I was very sad and kind of angry, and I think it's definitely because tomorrow is my last day on the job. And to make matters worse, I found a TV stand on Facebook Marketplace, and when I was driving to go get it, I kept passing all these food places, and one of my joys is just going out and trying new foods. And I just moved to this area and I was so excited to do that, and now I can't. And so now I'm kind of wondering how do I save money but also have the balance of not depriving myself of joy and going out and hanging with friends, because I just feel like I can't do any of that anymore, and that's depressing.
Hi Trey, how are you? Hey Dylan, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm just staying busy, so yeah. Nice, definitely a busy time. I'm okay. Look Trey, I want to hop right into it. Some unfortunate news to share, but the firm has done some restructuring based on the current market, as well as the advancement of AI and different tools and technologies, and just different areas the firm wants to focus on. It's forced us to eliminate your role here at the firm effective immediately, and I'm here to sort of help answer any questions you might have about this people I can make connections to, help me get back. Feel free to check out AI apps and get Prep AI as an example. You and I were chatting about that, right? Yeah. I apologize for the circumstance, and yeah, if you need anything from me, let me know.
Guys, I got laid off again. 2 layoffs in the same span of 6 months is crazy. I had just gotten a new job in May, and I just got laid off this morning. It wasn't an individual thing. It was the project got canceled. We need to lay you guys off. We might call you again in October, but it's not on anymore. And you guys, I actually can't